Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I know this one is late. Well, this video, because I really had hoped to have videos, more videos at this point in time after I did the last one, that Shaolin Myth video that I put up. But got busy again. As you guys know, it's now December, and it's this time of year where, because of the holidays coming up, if you happen to have a job that has anything to do with merchandising of any kind, things can get quite busy. And because of the nature of my particular job, things are, well, quite busy. I'm right now trying to go through a whole lot of stuff. I'm inspecting a whole lot of stuff, shipping out a whole lot of stuff. It's nuts. So this is like the first time in a while that I had a little bit of free time, and I wanted to quickly throw this out there because I'm behind on my videos that I wanted to do. I actually wanted to get at least 4 or 5 videos up this month, and I'm not too sure if I'm gonna be able to get all of them, but I'm gonna try. For one thing, I wanted to do a follow up on the Shaolin one soon on tricks. And what I mean by tricks is, the types of so-called feats of strengths and awesome powers that sometimes certain martial artists do in order to, show off their ability. And a lot of those things really are just tricks, like sideshow tricks and so on. It's, granted, some of these things are actually, they actually are impressive when you realize what it takes to make it work. Like, it takes a certain amount of physical ability. It takes a certain amount of skill, but not the type of skill that they're trying to sell you on. So I need to hurry up with getting that one out. I didn't want to do it immediately after the last one, but I wanted to get, like, after a couple of videos, you do that one. Though I need to do research on this. I need to finish my research. The one thing that I really want, the martial arts myth series of videos that I do, the one thing that I want them to be able to, I could boast about them, well, if I boast, is that they've been researched. Like, I don't want it to just simply be me just throwing out, like, oh, I think this sucks and this is why. There's, or I think this is a myth and this is why. Like, there's got to be some research behind it. I want to be able to reference things, reference facts, reference dates if I can, certain people, certain cultural significances. And that takes a little bit of time, not to mention certain research materials, and sometimes certain research materials cost money, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, that's another reason why sometimes these things take a while, because I try to read up on things and study things, and as well as my own personal experiences into these things, and that's why it takes a while. Like that Shaolin video I did, that's part of the reason why it was so long. I'm actually fairly surprised. I'm fairly surprised that it's so far gotten the likes that it did. Not because I felt that the video was horrible, but because of the length. I really did not want that video to be that long. It's almost an hour. And while I know long videos are something that people have pretty much come to expect from me on my channel, I really wanted that one to be around 30 minutes. But there was just so much stuff to get through, and like so much, materials that I had read and researched and, checked up on. And I was trying to fit them in as much as I possibly could. Getting it under an hour, believe it or not, was one hell of a task. As I said in that video, I recorded it 3 times. And that was actually the shortest I could get it. It's nuts. And so, sometimes I wonder if I had scripted it, if I had if that might have shortened it up, but I'm not even concerned. I'm not even certain about that. Anyone who's been to my channel for any length of time, like I've been doing this since what, 2008, and from day one, my videos have always been off the cuff. I always wanted to do a style where it looks like, it's me you just came to my house and we're having a conversation. Granted, it's a one-sided conversation. I mean, it's just me talking to a camera, but I wanted it to be like, like just kind of like that informal, we're just shooting the breeze. Now, yeah, we may be talking about serious topics sometimes, like, like sometimes I talk about religion or politics or whatever. But I wanted it to be like you come into my home and I'm just talking, rather than just something straight off a script. Now, there are good things about working off of a script. I mean, sometimes especially if it's a really complicated topic or if there's a lot of points I need to hit, I may have an outline, but for the most part, everything's just unscripted. I just right out there. Now, if this was a more entertainment-oriented channel, I definitely would benefit from a script, because then when it comes to entertainment, people really want their stuff brief. I mean, if you're doing something long, you better be like exciting them every few minutes or something, or entertaining them every few minutes. And especially on YouTube, people just want it like that. Like, keep it around 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Rarely do you see go around 20, 30 minutes or so, unless it's, some type of review show or something. So, yeah, I guess that if I was going with that format, then, yeah, definitely I would go for something scripted. But I'm not doing anything in a review type format. This is not an entertainment channel, and it's just me, talking. And I just happen to like that informal way of doing things anyway. I don't know, just it feels more real to me, because in some ways it is. So, well, it is, because it is me. I don't put on an act when I put on the camera. This is not me playing a character. This is not me putting on airs or trying to be a YouTube celebrity. It's just me being me. This is, just a thing that I used to do on the side, and it's still a thing that I do on the side, but it's kind of gotten bigger than I expected it to. I've now reached over 3,500 subscribers, and while that is nothing to people who do this straight up for a living, it's a big deal to me. I can't believe I got this many people. It's mind-blowing to me. I know, yeah, it's small potatoes, but it's still, for someone who didn't and still doesn't really want to be all that big. I'm not trying to be a YouTube celebrity. This is not going to be my main way of, getting income. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber for life or anything like that. This is just, every now and then, I just like sharing topics and discussing ideas with people who happen to be thinking at least on a similar vein, or if not on a similar vein, at least thinking about these topics so we could have a conversation. That's important to me for a variety of reasons, and the ultimate is because of the sharing of information. So because of the format of my channel, I never really expected to get any higher than just a few hundred people, having a, connected conversation on these many topics. And that is how the channel got started, just me talking to a few people directly for a little while. But this has gotten bigger than I expected, and it's cool. I like it. I really like that a lot, that so many people find this interesting. So anyway, to get back to the Shaolin stuff, the martial arts myth stuff, there's going to be another one. I do need to get that one going, but like I said, I got to research stuff. And there's other videos that I want to hopefully get off before this month ends. There's a cooking video I want to get going soon. It's already recorded. I got like at least 2 or 3 cooking videos in the computer ready to go. This next one that's coming up, I think you guys are going to enjoy this one, simply because this is probably one of the easiest things that I know how to make as far as a dinner goes. Like, this is one of those things that, you got to cook, you got a family waiting, they're hungry. But you ever get those days where you really can't be bothered? Like, you got to cook a meal and you don't want to throw them garbage, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really feel like busting my ass cooking something. This is one of those things that you can just put together like that. It's a hot meal. It's not like you're feeding them sandwiches or something. It's a hot meal. It's not pre-packaged. It's, something that you can just quickly throw together, but it is so freaking good and so freaking filling. It's one of my favorite things to do. In fact, it's something that my family absolutely loves, and I can't wait to get this one out there. It was something that somebody had, it was a recipe that somebody threw my way like a while back, and I finally tried it, and I'm like, damn, this is so good. Is this easy? So, yeah, that one I want to get off next. There are a couple other ones I wanted to do. Like I said, the martial arts myth one I wanted to do. If I can get a sword one going, I really want to get that one done. What's been going on lately in this country, especially with the whole police stuff, I definitely want to do a video on that before this month is up. And then I got one that I'm going to be recording right after I record what I'm doing right now. So hopefully I'll have some decent stuff for you guys to look at before we go into 2015. Also, speaking of moving into the next year, last year around the holiday season, I think it was around New Year's, I did this sort of kind of Let's Play-ish sort of thing where you guys know I'm heavy into the Souls series, Dark Souls and all that. And then last year what I did was I was playing Dark Souls 1 and showing people who've never really played it a really good way for beginners to start the game off. I was just playing it live and showing people what you can do, how you can get through it, how to deal with things. It kind of got derailed a little bit, but it was still a lot of fun. So this year I want to kind of do the same thing with Dark Souls 2, except this time instead of having a theme of, all right, beginners, this is what you can do to get through it, the game itself already does a good job of kind of holding your hand a little bit in the beginning. So rather, I just want to kind of like, okay, just for shits and giggles, just for laughs, let's just jump into the game and let's see how far I can go tonight. And I might do this on New Year's Eve, like during the afternoon or evening, or I might do this in between Christmas and New Year's. I still am trying to figure out what would be the best time, depending on what people want to, have their own personal plans for the holidays. But that's something I want to do. I'm probably going to be doing it through Twitch because, as you guys might have remembered, when I was doing the last hangout I did, it was really, I was doing a test run to see what games I can share the screen for through Google Hangouts. And it didn't work out too well. Yeah, it didn't fly. We ended up doing something cool afterwards, but my original intention of the Hangout was to see what games could be shared on the screen. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. It was to see what games I could share on the screen, and that didn't work. So I'm probably gonna have to do this through Twitch. And that might be a problem because I don't know if Twitch allows for multiple people. And what I wanted to be able to do was not just have me talking, but maybe having a couple of other people commenting on the game also, because I'm probably going to fuck up. I might die in a stupid way or something dumb happens, and having people laugh along with you about it would be fun for, people watching. So I want to have a couple of other, maybe even if it's just, a few of my friends, or, have better yet some subscribers on the call. That would be great. If we can't do it directly through Twitch, maybe I can set up a Skype call or something. I want to be able to do something like that. In fact, that's something I want to do next year with Hangouts, period. Having people in on the conversation. Like, I want to have a general hangout where we just shoot the shit and people are in on the conversation. And now this leads me to the big thing that I want to drop, the whole Patreon thing. As you guys already know, because I've already discussed this earlier, I was seriously considering setting up a Patreon account for the channel. And the main reason why is because there are certain things that people wanted me to do on the channel and things that I wanted to do in the videos that I, right now, with my finances and expenses, I just can't do, at least in a timely manner. Like, even something as simple as the martial arts myths videos. As I said before, it takes research, which means I need to get research materials. There's a lot of stuff you can find out online, but there's other stuff that, quite frankly, you need to buy stuff. You need to get the books. You need to get the texts. You need to get the journals. There's a lot of, believe it or not, there are martial arts journals out there which go into historical, context and information on the martial arts. And stuff costs money. There are swords that I want to be able to get my hands on that I want to review for you guys on the whole Chinese side of things. Western sword market, a lot of good stuff. Japanese sword market, a lot of good stuff. Chinese sword market, it's getting better, but it's not. It still could stand for some improvement, a lot of improvement. Like, let's just put it this way: there's some swords out there right now in the Chinese market that are made of great steel, have an edge, high carbon steel, all that, but they still aren't very good as functional swords because the tangs are garbage. And that people fall for that shit a lot. So there are a couple of places that I wanted to get a couple of pieces that you can get for a decent enough price, $150 up range, $200 range. That I want to talk about and show off, and maybe even like, okay, this one's garbage, it's not worth your money, or this one's not bad, but it takes money, and it's something I don't really have a lot of. Better recording equipment for the sparring matches. Sparring equipment itself. My friend Nick, who guys, thank you very much for lighting a fire under his ass to do a drilling video, because he recently put up one. It's an introduction to basic parries and like a basic parry drill, and it's done really well. I'll have the link below. Check it out. It's good. I'm hoping he's able to do a lot more of them, but he's kind of in the same boat I am in terms of the weather right now. I'm in the middle. I live in the Midwest, and winter's now hit hard. You know, so far we haven't been hit too hard by snows yet, but I know it's coming. It's already been like ridiculously cold a couple of days, like freezing. And going outside to do sword stuff, not exactly pleasant. Like, we need to find a place to, like, maybe rent a hall or something to do what we need to do. Like, you know, setting up our drilling, like the training that we like doing. There's stuff we want to record, you know, the fights we want to do, the sparring matches. And that's going to take some planning, and it's going to take a bit of money, because going out and doing it in the park now, like, imagine us doing this in the middle of the snow. No, sorry, no, ain't gonna happen. This isn't the end of the first volume of Kill Bill. We ain't having a sword fight in the snow. Sorry, no, ain't gonna happen. So, yeah, I mean, all this, you know, anyway, to get back to what I was talking, all these things I want to be able to do, but that's going to take a little bit more resources and, let's face it, finances that I really don't have for the channel. So, after discussing it, you know, like dropping the idea with you guys in a couple of hangouts, talking about it, the thing that's really surprised me, just like with the Shaolin thing, is how well received it was. Like the Shaolin video, like I said, even though it was really long, it was well received. And when I said I probably should be going on Patreon, you guys, and the thing is, I didn't even think the channel deserved a Patreon account. I mean, look at Skullgirl, for instance. He's got a very professional setup. You know, he's got a really good set for review format. He's got a clear, you know, there's a clear vision for what he wants to do with the channels, and he has a whole lot of subscribers, and, you know, he really knows what he's talking about. So it's like, yeah, that guy deserves it. Hell, I pay off for his I'm a Patreon supporter for him. But my channel is mostly just me putting up what I feel like, you know, and it's not like, you know, there's no intro, there's no special logo. It's just me on a camera talking about stuff. I have streamlined things a bit. I mean, I know I'm going to be talking about swords and martial arts and politics and religion and philosophy, and the last couple of topics I really need to start doing more of those. But that's a lot to cover on just one channel, you know, and that's why I was like, I probably don't really. And that, besides the fact that it's just me in front of a camera and I don't make a show out of it, it's just turn on the camera. The only intro and outro there is a black screen with me throwing a couple of little lines, like some statement or a quote or something, and then that's it. So I'm like, that's. I mean, I don't even use freaking Sony Vegas. I just use Windows Movie Maker to put all this together. So I was like, I probably don't, you know, I probably shouldn't ask for it. But people was like, you should do this and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I would love to review that. I would love to do this, but that takes resources. So I finally was like, you probably should do the Patreon thing. And that idea was well received. So, you know, it's like, wow, you guys were willing to support me, even though I tend to talk too long and don't script my stuff, and sometimes the things are an hour. Like even now I'm just like rambling. So I finally went ahead and did it. I set up the Patreon account. And if you are interested, and I need to stress this, if you are interested, the link is below. This is not something that I'm doing saying that, you know, if you guys don't do it, I'm not going to do videos. I'm still going to do videos. But certain videos will have a better chance of being able to come out if I have the resources to do them, and that's where the Patreon thing comes in. I first must stress that, again, this is only if you're inclined to. And if you are not inclined, and or if you can't do it, I'm certainly not going to hold it against you. I definitely understand. Another thing I need to stress is that I am not expecting all that much, because I'm not, again, this video thing is not, I'm not expecting you guys to be my source of income. This is just to help the channel along if you feel inclined to do it, or if you feel that what I am doing is worth that sort of support. That's it. You know, it's like there are several things that I myself pay for because I think it's worth that support, but that's my own prerogative. Just like you guys doing what you're doing is your own prerogative. It's not for me to force the issue, or yes, hell, I feel weird even suggesting it. So with that said, that's why I set up the Patreon account the way I did it, where I'm just going to mention it here, and after that, the link's going to be there if you so choose, and that's that. I also have not really set up, like I know some people with their Patreon accounts, they set up really like reward tiers, and it can be like $20, $50. I don't go higher than 15 because really, come on, this is just me. So it's just 15. That's it. That's the highest it goes, from 1 to 15. And I didn't even set up like some people have like goal things. The main goal is just to support the channel. That's it. Now, if things go a little, I don't expect this to happen, but if things happen to get really ridiculous with the finances, then maybe that, whoa, shit, I probably need to set up something big with the money. And I'm definitely going to let you guys know. But for now, it's just like, just throw a couple of coins at the channel so it can be easier for me to get the videos, particularly more of the martial arts oriented stuff or stuff that has to do with research or stuff that I need stuff to review. That's pretty much it. That's it. That's all it is for. But there was a reason why I mentioned this. It's not just to mention that it's there. It's also to go back to what I said about the Hangouts. Remember, starting next year, at least once a month, probably going to be once a month, I want to do a general hangout. Not a hangout with a specific topic. I mean, there will be times when I have a specific topic in mind and I want to invite specific people to talk on that particular issue. But I also just want to do a general hangout with, where me and a few subscribers just shoot the shit about whatever we feel like at that moment in time. If there's a specific thing that just happened, with current events or with video games or, martial arts, philosophy, religion, whatever, we can have a couple of people in the room and have that discussion. And I really wanted to have one where it's not just me talking on the camera directly to an audience that I can't directly communicate with. That's one thing I really don't like about the way the whole, blog TV-ish type way of YouTube Hangouts, Google Hangouts works. There's no real direct, contact with the audience live except through the question and answer widget, which sometimes doesn't even work right. I have to have another window opened up to see what, and then constantly refresh it to see if comments pop up, and then respond that way, and that's ridiculous. I'd rather have at least 2 or 3 other people in the room who have their own questions that we can talk to. Like that last hangout I did where I invited a couple of people in there and they answered me questions directly and I went back. That's what I like. And if we can actually have a conversation going, that would be even better. So one of the things I set up for Patreon is, depending on how much you gave, you would be on a list of people that I would bring into the conversation. Obviously, we can't get a whole bunch of Skype only takes so many calls if I do this through Skype, or through Hangout. I don't know how many people you can put in the room through Hangout. So one of these days I got to find out the limit. But having at least 3 or 4 people in there per Hangout, that would be great. And being able to choose from the list, okay, we got something going. Can you make it in here, or do you want to be in here? That would be great. Giving people people who are so inclined or able to do it, getting into a room, having a conversation. That's what I want. Just general vibe. Nothing major. Just talking about things that we want to talk about. So, which leads me back to the Dark Souls 2 thing that I want to do this month. Hopefully around the holiday season. I want to have a couple of people in the room doing that too, to get back on that. So, see, it all ties in together. My rambling does have a point. It's all connected. So, yeah, I just wanted to drop that. I guess that's about it. I need to hurry up and record that other video because I need to hurry up and get that going so I can get that on the computer so I can then get back to work. I got a lot of work to do. But this is just sort of another update on where this channel is headed, what I want to do with it, what you guys can do to support it. And to be honest, even just simply watching the videos is supporting it, because whenever you guys leave comments and I see, wow, several people went and watched this, that's what keeps me doing this. People didn't care, I'd stop. Seriously, I would just stop. But it's because people care, and because I'm able to have, I've made friends through YouTube, actual people I communicate with outside of YouTube. That's, this is not stumbling. This is not a way for me to make stardom. This is a way for me to communicate with people, okay, on topics that I care about. Like I said, politics, martial arts, video games. Hell, I got a Magic the Gathering thing that I've been meaning to do. Like, I got my decks ready. My wife's got hers. We recently brushed the dust off of them. I need to start recording those matches because they're hilarious. You know, there's things that I want to share with you guys. So that's where I want to move forward with the channel. Just simply watching it is great. If you decide to support it that way, great. If you ever decide to use the sword links to the Sword Buyer's Guide thing that I happen to cater to, that would be great also. They have a bit of a sale right now because of the holidays. You might want to jump on that if you're so inclined. And also, again, I'm plugging things, but my friend Nick's channel, Historical Fencing Guild, like I said, he finally put out a video on basic parries, and it's really good. You get a sense, you get to see his teaching style and how he trains, and I think it came out really well. I told you guys he can, when it comes to that sort of thing, he's really good at conveying that sort of information. I really think he's really good at conveying information when it comes to swordplay. So that's a video worth checking out. That's it. So like I gotta say, catch you guys later.